Well, blessed good morning and welcome to our devotions for today, Thursday. Slowly moving towards the end of another week and looking forward to the weekend, no doubt. We give thanks, as always, for the new day, and we give thanks for each other. As we continue our theme, raising the vice to the place of the gift, I trust that we have been using these moments day by day to truly reflect on those aspects of ourselves that in many ways we have been afraid of, or that we have pushed aside or ignored, without realizing that within them there is a gem, there is the gift. I trust that this has been of some help to you as we continue this journey through this world, praying that God may continue to guide us to the place where we are intended to be. And so we come now to our time of inner reflection and peace, and we create that space within us that enables us to find that wonderful spot in ourselves that allows us to remember who we are, allows us to come to a place of wholeness, a place of peace. And we do so with a spirit of gratitude. As we breathe in and out deliberately. Becoming more and more open to the working of the Spirit within us. Knowing that it is only by this Spirit that we exist. So we allow ourselves to remember that original vibration, that original self. Because everything that exists in vibration. It is the vibration that causes existence. We are in perpetual motion. Every moment, every day. There is movement within us that causes us to be here. So we bring our attention to that movement within. That original vibration, or some would put it, that original sound. For each one of us is a song being sung. Each of us has a tone, and life interferes with that tone. Life's experiences can distort that tone. But through our inner work, we use those distortions to come to a pure tone, a new tone, a higher tone. So that a day may come when we blend our tone with all of the universe and we create a beautiful sound. A song to the divine and of the divine. Such is our task. Such is our purpose. Jesus put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. The slaves said to him, Then do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds, you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time, I will tell the reapers, Collect the weeds first, and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. So as we come again to a new day and we reflect on our continued theme for this time, we are looking at raising the vice to the place of the gift. And we, no doubt, have come to a place of understanding that we do not push anything away from us in this world. That we, first of all, see what merit it may have for us. Why are we being taken through this particular path? What is it for? The reading for this morning is one more example of how Jesus tries his best to simplify the important message of the good news. He constantly uses the kind of examples of which persons would be familiar and would clearly understand. He oftentimes goes to the agricultural example. And this morning is no different. He has the situation where seeds are sown in a field, and the workers recognize that there are weeds coming up. And so Jesus says that the persons come to the householder and ask, "Did you not sow good seed here? Where did these weeds come from?" And the householder says, "An enemy has done this." They ask, "Do you want us to go and pull up the weeds so that the seed may grow on its own?" The householder said, "No, because in pulling up the weeds, you may make the error and pull up some of the seed as well, the product of the seed. Let them stay, let them grow together until the harvest." Now, Jesus obviously is very aware that the weeds look very similar to the wheat. And so he knows that those who are listening would understand this parable. But we hear it and we may not fully gather it. But if we reflect on it somewhat, we can get some sense of it. I'd like to offer this parable in another context, using our theme for this week, the vice and the gift. As Jesus puts it, persons come into this world as seeds, beautiful seeds with wonderful potential of growing and becoming all that God has intended for them to be. But we come into families, we come into communities, we come into areas where we are influenced by others. And it is as though weeds are sown within our space. Many persons have traumatic experiences as children. And the question is, do you extract these experiences away from the individual? Jesus' way of looking at it is no. Because in trying to extract these experiences from the individual, you may cause more harm than good. So the individual is allowed to journey on in the midst of these challenges. And as the individual grows, the individual is given the opportunity of using those challenges in ways that would serve them in terms of their growth. In our modern day world, we know that there are some weeds, as it were, that provide tremendous nutrients to the earth. And in some places, weeds are deliberately sown in the midst of a particular produce. Or at times, the produce is planted in the middle of weeds so that the produce may benefit from the nutrients that the weeds offer. So we journey on in the midst of our weeds, drawing whatever nutrient we can from those weeds without allowing those weeds to choke us. When those weeds in our lives have served their purpose, they are removed. And they can be removed at that stage because we are mature enough and strong enough to continue our journey on our own. Everything in life has a purpose. And though things may look not in our best interests, there are always ways that we can draw something of worth from everything. This parable of Jesus reminds us of this. Leave things and see how we can grow through them. See how we can be the best that we can be. Many stories are told of young persons who had traumatic beginnings, but found within themselves the strength and the courage to turn that lead into gold, and went on to become great contributors to this human family. This is the task of us all. Ours may not be massively traumatic, but whatever ours are, the importance is for us to learn how to turn lead into gold, how to use what we have and make something of worth out of it. Ours is not the task to play victim. Ours is the task to recognize that we are precious in the sight of God. And God did not put us here to be abandoned, but God placed us here to deliver His gift to the world. In order for us to do that, to be such an agent of God, we have to constantly remember who we are. We are wheat, not tares. We are the good seed, not the weeds. The weeds cannot overcome us unless we choose to allow them. But if we choose to use them, they can be of great benefit to us. So the day begins as we reflect on those things that are shaping us, those things that have shaped us. And the question is, how will we use them? My suggestion is, let them nourish your journey so that you may come out at the end of the day as the precious child of the divine that you are, using what you have experienced to bring your gift into this world. Blessings.